Right now, as you watch this video, invisible poisons could be silently damaging your nerves. That tingling in your fingers, that numbness in your toes, that burning sensation that keeps you awake at night. These are not random symptoms. They are warning signals that something toxic may be attacking your nervous system. And the most frightening part is that many people never discover where these toxins are coming from. Here is a number that may shock you. According to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, over 20 million Americans suffer from peripheral neuropathy. That means nerve damage causing pain, numbness, weakness, and loss of coordination, usually beginning in the hands and feet. A significant number of neuropathy cases are linked to toxic exposures that could potentially be prevented. Research published in the Journal of the Peripheral Nervous System suggests that toxic neuropathy may account for up to 15% of all neuropathy cases. Your nervous system is incredibly delicate. Peripheral nerves act like electrical wiring that carries signals between your brain and body. When toxins enter your system, they can damage the protective coating around these nerves, called the myelin sheath. Think of it as insulation around electrical wires. When the insulation breaks down, signals begin to malfunction. The result can include pain, numbness, tingling, muscle weakness, and eventually permanent nerve damage. They can exist in your food, your water, and even products you use daily. A study published in Environmental Health Perspectives found that nearly every person tested carried detectable levels of at least one neurotoxic chemical in their bloodstream. Exposure is happening whether we realize it or not, but knowledge gives you power. Once you understand which toxins threaten your nerves, you can take steps to reduce exposure, support your body's natural detoxification systems, and potentially slow or prevent nerve damage. And here is something especially alarming. The number one toxin on this list is consumed regularly by more than half of adults in developed countries. A long-term study published in Neurology followed participants for over a decade and found that this single toxin was responsible for more cases of toxic neuropathy than all other causes combined. Its damage is often irreversible, and symptoms may appear years after exposure begins. Make sure you stay until the end, because understanding this toxin could help protect your mobility and independence later in life. Before we begin, let us know in the comments your age and where you are watching from. We enjoy hearing from you and reading your experiences. Now let us begin. Number 8, thallium. Thallium is one of the most dangerous nerve toxins ever discovered. It is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, which is why it earned the nickname the poisoner's poison. Thallium damages nerves by mimicking potassium, an essential mineral nerve cells rely on. Because the body cannot easily distinguish between potassium and thallium, it absorbs the toxin readily. Research published in the Journal of Medical Toxicology found thallium can be up to 1,000 times more potent as a neurotoxin than lead. Symptoms typically begin with intense leg and foot pain, followed by numbness and tingling that spreads upward. A distinctive symptom is hair loss appearing 2 to 3 weeks after exposure. Testing well water, purchasing supplements from reputable sources, and safely disposing of outdated pesticides can reduce risk significantly. Number 7, hexane and industrial solvents. Hexane is a chemical solvent used in manufacturing, adhesives, printing, and even vegetable oil extraction. It can enter the body through inhalation or skin contact. Once absorbed, hexane converts into a compound that damages structural proteins within nerve fibers, causing swelling and eventual nerve degeneration. Symptoms often begin with numbness in both hands and feet simultaneously and progress to weakness. that interferes with walking or gripping objects. To reduce risk, choose cold-pressed or expeller-pressed oils. Ensure proper ventilation when using adhesives, and use protective equipment in occupational settings. Number 6, arsenic. Arsenic is one of the oldest known poisons and remains a major cause of toxic neuropathy worldwide. It interferes with energy production inside nerve cells and produces destructive oxidative stress. Research shows chronic exposure, even at low levels, can cause gradual nerve damage, often beginning with burning sensations in the feet and spreading upward. The most common source is contaminated groundwater. Rice can also contain arsenic because it absorbs the metal from soil more efficiently than other grains. Testing well water, installing reverse osmosis filtration if necessary, rinsing rice thoroughly, and cooking rice in excess water can significantly reduce exposure. Number 5, mercury. Mercury accumulates in body tissues and can remain there for months or years. It damages nerves by binding to selenium, a mineral required for nerve protection against oxidative damage. Mercury exposure often results in numbness, tremors, and coordination problems. Choosing lower mercury fish like salmon or sardines and avoiding unregulated skin lightening products can help reduce exposure. Number 4, organophosphate pesticides. Organophosphate pesticides were originally developed as nerve agents. Today they are widely used in agriculture and can remain as residues on conventionally grown produce. They damage nerves by blocking an enzyme required to regulate nerve signaling. This causes overstimulation that eventually leads to nerve cell death. Chronic exposure has been linked to peripheral neuropathy and muscle weakness. Choosing organic produce when possible, thoroughly washing fruits and vegetables, and diversifying dietary choices can lower exposure levels. Number 3, lead has poisoned humans for centuries and remains a threat despite regulatory efforts. It interferes with calcium signaling, damages nerve cell membranes, and disrupts production of protective myelin coating. Lead exposure today often comes from older paint, plumbing systems, imported ceramics and contaminated spices, testing homes and water supplies, flushing taps before use, and ensuring adequate calcium and iron intake can help reduce absorption. Number 2, acrylamide. Acrylamide forms when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures, especially during frying, baking, or roasting. This compound damages structural proteins in nerve fibers and contributes to degeneration of long nerve cells, often beginning in the feet and hands. Number 1, alcohol. Alcohol is considered the most common toxic cause of peripheral neuropathy in developed nations. It directly damages nerve cells and indirectly harms nerves by depleting thiamine, also known as vitamin B1. Without thiamine, nerve cells lose their ability to generate energy and eventually die. Research shows that up to 2/3 of chronic heavy drinkers develop neuropathy symptoms. Alcohol-related nerve damage usually begins with burning pain in the feet and progresses to numbness, weakness, and loss of balance. Limiting or eliminating alcohol consumption is the most effective prevention strategy. Adequate thiamine intake through diet or supplementation may help support nerve health. The encouraging news is that many toxic exposures are preventable. Small daily choices, filtering water, adjusting cooking methods, selecting safer foods, and moderating alcohol consumption can significantly reduce risk. Your nerves have limited ability to regenerate once severely damaged. Symptoms that appear minor today can become disabling if exposure continues. Early identification can slow progression and sometimes allow partial recovery. If you found this information helpful, Please take a moment to like this video so more people can learn how to protect their nerve health. Subscribe to the channel for science-based health insights designed to help you stay strong, active, and independent as you age. And share this video with someone you care about, because awareness could help prevent irreversible nerve damage. Thank you for watching.